Turning now to your first warn forecast, Brad, temperatures finally been rising a little bit over the past few days.
Yeah, I think everyone thought we were going to have an early start to autumn with the cool weather moving in early in the month, but we've seen temperatures go back to where they should be this time of year. We're actually seeing a few showers out there. Going into the break, I showed you the passing showers moving through Hickory. A couple more right along Interstate 40, most of Burke County, right about Morganton. Some heavier downpours, Glen Alpine, you've seen some showers. This is the second or third shower to move through there. They're pretty much moving due east right now, heading towards Hickory, then moving into southern parts of Alexander County, northern Catawba County, and this is eventually going to make it into Iredell County as we've got some more showers moving towards Statesville. Even a few more developing down to the south. You see a couple developing down in Cleveland and parts of Gaston and even Lincoln County. Light rain developing up there in the areas around Beech Mountain, Sugar Mountain, back towards Banner Elk. All this activity kind of moving off towards the east. So got to keep a small rain chance in the forecast for the overnight hours. I think 10-20% all to do it. Most of us are going to be dry, but temperatures aren't going to be falling that quickly. We're going to only fall into the 60s tonight under that warm southwesterly flow. That's the remnant low of Irma finally moving away from us. High pressure builds in, and that's why it gets kind of warm and dry around here. This cold front never really gets here, but you see off the east coast, that is a tropical storm now, but it should become a hurricane again. That is actually Jose. We'll be talking more about that in a minute. The drought monitor updates every Thursday. Today we got our update. Good news, North Carolina just 12% abnormally dry. South Carolina, you're okay. 0% in any drought conditions at all. And we're going to see the conditions stay kind of dry. I think we'll actually see this get a little worse. This is our 5-day forecast for rainfall potential from all of our guidance, our numerical guidance we use called the weather models. Nothing showing up, at least in the next 5 days. I'll show you where it is going to come down. And this is snow out in the northern Rockies, an early taste of winter out there here in early autumn for areas like western Montana and Wyoming. The reason they have the cooler weather, there's a dip in the jet stream out there. For us, we've got a big ridge of high pressure, which means we got to watch the tropics carefully, because typically in that setup, we've got a couple tropical systems that can impact the U.S. We've got two systems way out there. They've got a 70% chance of developing, but the one of most immediate threat is this down here. That is actually Jose, which is now a tropical storm after weakening overnight. I expect it could get weaker and then re-intensify a little bit this weekend to a weak tropical storm or maybe a hurricane. It's going to stay off the coast, but it's going to produce some big swells as it moves up and down the area between Bermuda and the East Coast. See all the numerical model, our spaghetti guidance off to the east, but a close call for New England. This might brush Cape Cod as it moves to the northeast. A couple of wild model runs there. This is the wave heights, because this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to the coast, you're going to be fine except for some big swells and rip currents. That'll be a big issue up and down the entire eastern seaboard as we go into early next week. And notice the waves picking up as it goes to the northeast. We're going to be under the heat. The west will be under the cool weather, the wet weather. This is going to be a hot, dry pattern for the next 6 to 10 days. So get used to the warm temperatures. They are sticking around at least for a while. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the mid-80s this weekend, staying in the mid-80s next week, but not a lot of rain in the forecast. Mostly sunny skies through the end of next week. Fred?
All right, can get used to that. Thank you, Brad.